turn it anyway. See if anyone comes back or not. Oh, someone, we got a comment. There we go, we're coming back again. We'll get her to work. The old shaky camera special here. Oh, Jesus, these roads, you know. What happened? Sophia accidentally opened her door with her foot because the door handle's right by her foot, so the door is shut and locked now. My shitty phone mount doesn't want to say stuck to the window here. It's not one that you lick, it's one that it's kind of got like glue on the back of it that's supposed to stick. But with the heater blowing on it, the glue is kind of runny. How's the road? Fucking terrible. Thanks for asking. Wonder if this road will go where we gotta go, because I'm missing my corner back there. I was too busy trying to make the live stream work. Handy, eh? I think it'll go where we gotta go. We're just on an adventure. Well, fucking hold it, I guess, because that mount's a piece of garbage. I don't know. I think all the roads everywhere are garbage. Oh, well. Hopefully this road goes through. Didn't say that it didn't, so it should. So it happens when you're in country you don't know, I guess. Whatever. On an adventure today. I don't know where we're going, guys. Fuck's sakes. I see the road we gotta be at up ahead, so I think we'll make it. It's always an adventure, isn't it? Right? Yeah. That is kind of a narrow trail, but there's no sign saying it didn't go through, so we only got to go a couple miles here to get where we got to be. This fucking little trail here is better than the other roads, so... Oh, I thought it ended at the bluff here, but it looks like we can go around it. Who knows, these trails here north of Carnduff, you can get lost pretty easy. Lots of tracks on here, so someone else has been down here lately. Nothing like off-roading with the tandem, eh? I'll put you in the thing here, because there's another truck coming, so... We're not the only ones that go down here, I guess. Oh, he turned off. Aren't you glad you tuned in for this? Look at this fucking trail we're on. Oh, Christ. Why'd you go that way, Myrna? Well, I missed the fucking corner. Because the last time I drove this way was in the dark this morning. And I'm one of those guys that if I don't see it in the daylight, I fucking forget where I'm going. There we go. This is where we're supposed to be. There. More content for Sassy Massey. Yeah, there he goes. More for his compilation videos. I knew where I was going the whole time. That was all planned. Where'd the 4010 go? It's still in the in that yard where it was when I showed it to you. Everything's too froze down to bring them home here. It'll be a springtime job to get all that moved. So zigged when you should have zagged. That's right. What variety of wheat? We're hauling Brandon. Hard red spring wheat. Good high protein, heavy stuff. 14.5 protein. Dang it, anyways. There's a good bump over here. Slow her down a little. Gluten-free. No, it's not. Isn't. I don't know what all there is for gluten-free wheat. Isn't that spelt shit? That's what Antoine was cleaning there. That seed plant. They needed a hulling machine to hull it. And that's where I got all those free screenings from for feed. Oh, I love Detroit's. I'd love to have something with a Detroit in it. Everybody else up to today out there? A 50-20 with a Detroit. If I found another one that needed an engine, I would maybe try that. A Brigadier with a 671. That's alright. As long as it's loud, that's all that matters. How many more loads you gotta haul? We're booked in for 4 each today, so I gotta do 2 more. I'm on my way back from the 3rd one here. And then 5 tomorrow. And if we gotta haul any more, we can do it Thursday morning. So I got 10,000 bushels and we're hauling. I had 640 on my first one. And then I had 540 this time, a little more legal of loads that way, so we shouldn't need to haul anything too much extra anyways on Thursday to finish off the contract. So anyway, yeah, I read your whole comment there, hair pie. Fuck's sakes. Not yet. We're doing good. Haven't had one for a while since Antoine was hauling last winter, so not for lack of trying either. Is Rob helping? No, I haven't. I tried to phone him this morning, couldn't get a hold of him, so not for, well, actually what I was going to get from him was some tape, because my mirror broke this morning. The back tire flung a rock and cracked it, and I was going to borrow a piece of tape from him because I'm driving by it, going right through Elida, where Rob lives. I was going to get a piece of tape to put on it, but minor details. Oh well. What about you? You having fun? What's your kitty's name? Peppy. Pepperoni. Oh well. More interested in power or noise? I like the noise. Power's just an added bonus. This truck here doesn't really have power nor noise, so Peterbilt. Fucking junk. Let me push my clutch pedal straight down into the floor because it's the 1940s. We never learned how to make a proper clutch pedal. Fuck. At least you don't have much snow there. No, there isn't very much here yet. More power from a straight pipe. Yeah, well, it's straight piped already, this unit, so. Oh well. Lots of zinging and zanging on this trip here. Left and right, north and south, and east and west. You never know what direction you're going. What do you expect from an IH? Yeah, exactly. It's got a good heater in it though, so. More than from a John Deere. Fuck. If you could put a 466 John Deere in here, you might actually have a truck that way. If International Motors and Case Motors are so fucking good, why did they need to go to a Case, or to go to Cummins to get an engine? Just answer me that. The 504 and the International 466, if those were so good, why did they need to go to a 5.9 Cummins? Well, we're driving by what appears to be an abandoned yard here. All kinds of relics from the past, like a Case parked in the trees. Now we're driving by some bush. Some fairly unkept bush. The John Deere four-wheel drives never had a Cummins engine until very, very late in their production run. They had 619s, which were fucking garbage for a long time. The 466, though, wasn't a piece of junk. That was in your 8440 and 8450. Yeah, it cost a lot of money to develop an engine, but how come they couldn't have stuck with the 504 then? That was a good motor. Why'd they have to develop another one? Riddle me this, riddle me that. You won't win this argument with me. They made the 404 John Deere for 30 fucking years, and then they made the 466 for everything after that until, what, the early 2000s? Oh, well, how come the 504 didn't make any power, Ryan? It's bigger than 466. Come on, guys, give me some real reasons. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, IH cabs are real good on my 1086 that has no doors and the exhaust pipe bent backwards. Fuck. Pretty funny. Yeah, the 504 didn't make any power, but it still made too much power for the power shift, though. Globalism is why. A lot of diesels, people don't realize they're actually Cummins-made products. Pretty much all small diesels are tied to Cummins. Well, sure, any motor can go to a lot of horsepower, but how long is it going to last when you get to it with that? I could take a 404 and a 4020 and crank that bitch up to 500 horse, but how long is it going to run? Well, the nice thing about the cab of a 1086 is you get a free prostate exam no matter which door you choose to go in. Maybe hydraulic lever or gear shift, your choice. Now we're going by a big farm here. Look at those bins. You know they're a big farm because of the way it is. Anyways, now that I've made all of you angry because I made fun of your 504s. What I'll give the 466 in here is they run forever because they don't make enough power to hurt themselves. Yeah, but there weren't more Cummins engines around when they decided to switch to that motor. You're not answering my argument. Why did they have to go away from the 504? They already had a produced engine. The tractors are already designed for that engine. Why'd they go away from it? I hated my 1086. It was better than my 970 case that I had, but I still didn't like it. The 8.1, I've never had anything to do with that engine, so. I know they put them in school buses for years. That's why we were always late getting to school. Never had anything to do with a Hercules. I don't know. What has a Hercules motor in it? Haven't had much to do with Waukesha either. Because some engineer wanted to be needed. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly it, isn't it? Oh, Ryan, stop grasping at straws. You don't see any blowing up 504s because the power shift didn't last long enough to wear the motor out. They have that motor in though. Comment on my Facebook with the white 1370. Did I? again. Yeah, run out of oil. Well, no motor can handle that, so. Oh, it shifted like complete ass, that thing. Every gear was a grind. I've tried, one of you guys had said to push on the brakes in between shifts. I don't know, it helped a little bit, but not a lot. All the Versatiles, like 700, 800, 850, 855, 895, 875, 835, 900, 935, 955, they all had the same transmission in them. The only ones that ran a different transmission were the 500 and the 555. And then they had those outboard, or inboard planetaries too on a 500 and a 555. Yeah, that's like I've told you before, Ryan. I'd buy a 1086 over a 70 series case, but I'd buy a 90 series case over a 86 series International. Would you ever get a bidirectional? Well, like an older Versatile one, I would. The new bidirectionals, no. They're all right until you gotta work on them, and then they're a fucking nightmare. I had an uncle who was a mechanic for New Holland for a lot of years, so just listening to his horror stories, the old red and black and yellow ones were real good, and same with the was it the 9030? I think was the number on them. They were all right as well, but. A 2090. I'll pass. I have my 4440 now, so I will never need anything else ever again. No, I'll never, ever, ever. The only time I would ever buy a case now, other than hypothetical saying I'd buy one over an International, if I was at an auction sale and it was selling for $500, that's the only time I'd buy a fucking case. The only thing a 4450 won't exceed the 4440. Well, how do you reckon it'll exceed the 4440? They're the same tractor. The only difference is they painted the bottom of the door black and put a digital cat in it. Massey? No, wouldn't buy a Massey tractor either. The biggest problem with them, along with White, is they're really hard to get parts for. I'd buy an 8400 if I found one day. I don't really need another tractor, you know. I've got the 4640, so. It's hard to say what I'd buy next. I'd buy a 5020 next if I found one for the right price. Yeah, the front wheel assist is better because it's not a hydraulic. Oh, no, when did they come out with mechanical front wheel assist? Yeah, the 50 series. Yeah, the front wheel assist is a lot nicer. Colin's got the right idea. Yeah, those boxcar Magnums are alright, but I'd still pick a 8400 John Deere over one of them, or a 7810 there. Out cold. 2594, fuck that. I've ever seen out of cases are fucked power shifts. So I know you guys argue, oh, there's some that aren't, but that's the same argument as the guy saying, oh, the TA on an International, you just gotta know how to use it. I don't really have any use for a front wheel assist. I mean, they want a lot more for a front wheel assist tractor too, but there really weren't any of them around here because guys who needed an actual four-wheel drive bought an actual four-wheel drive, like a Versatile or John Deere, not a front wheel assist. So last forever, sure it will. I know Rob needs to go into the back of his tractor. He was saying it's got a bunch of issues. I know Straight Pipe Acres 1070, most of its gears are gone. I know Antoine's dad's 1370, most of the gears in it are gone. I know my buddy at Redford's there, who I go and get most of my machining work done at. He's got 8 of those tractors out there, all of them for the same reason the power shift is fucked in them. The one that he uses yet is 2294. It's on its second power shift. What else? No, I don't know. Power or front wheel assist just really wasn't something that guys needed, I guess, around here. There's really none of them. I know you guys down in the States with all your row crop, all of your tractors are front wheel assist, but that's why you have your 3-point hitches too. There's absolutely no use for a 3-point hitch for anything up here other than a snow blower or like a little box scraper or something. We have no implements that use them. We don't plow. We don't need to plow. You can't pull an 80-foot air seeder off a 3-point hitch. I've got a neighbor here too who's got a 4020 that's got 75,000 hours on it. It's never been touched either. Never, hasn't done nothing but change the spark plugs. Highest hours you've ever seen on a tractor. I seen, I'm not real good with the numbers of them, but it was what's the models after, like the 7810 in John Deere's there, 8420 or something like that, whatever. A newer John Deere like that, like a 2007. It was for sale, private guy. Came from a dairy farm. It had 150,000 hours on it. And the engine needed a rebuild. And I thought about buying it because it had sat stationary for most of those hours. And anyway, whatever. It was cheap, of course, because of how many hours were on it. But when I found out, I wanted to see what it was going to cost to rebuild that engine. They don't even really offer a rebuild kit that's easier, or whatever they said, cheaper to just buy a drop-in motor. And the drop-in motor was quite a bit more than what I wanted to spend at the time, so it's never really happened. So, but yeah, that's the highest hours one I've seen in real life. I've heard stories of tractors with more hours than that, like tractors that sit on a water pump or a slurry pump or whatever. But that 150,000 hour one was the highest thing I've ever seen. So. Old Magnum, an 8910. Those are the ones they only made for an 8910. Yeah, those are the ones they only made for a year, I think, right? After the 7 series. No, I don't like John Deere combines. Why is that, Nick? I don't know. They don't have a big enough cleaning area. I don't like how all of the fucking belts are underneath of the driver's seat on them. had to notch the tab to get the seventh, seventh gear reverse on the synchro range. All three of them, I don't know, they've always been there, but Dad might know the answer to that. I don't know, I've never had to do such a thing, so. Yeah, corn means nothing though. See, here's why John Deere combines are made to combine corn. They suck fucking shit in small grains. And Antoine will agree because his dad has the 7720. And they have a very, very hard time keeping barley in. And you ask anyone, I don't care what you say, all of them in barley, they struggle. Maybe the new stuff, like the rotaries, are better. I haven't had anything to do with them. But the old Walker machines all had a very hard time in small 9500. So it was a small frame, less cleaning area, but it had more capacity. So they were very easy to overload your cleaning area. That's my argument of why I don't like John Deere combines. They're a good, heavy, strong machine. They just suck shit at combining barley. They do a hell of a good job in canola, but yeah, well, see, they're good to bale behind. Cows love it because half the barley's in the swath yet. And I'm not saying they're bashing them to make you angry. I'm just saying that's why they're no good. So yeah, well, that's why I've got the 860 though. It keeps the grain in, plus it makes good straw. So, and everything that I've ever read too, the 860 and the 8820 will stay neck and neck with each other. Actually, I've heard or seen stories too. I mean, as much as you can believe. Kind of about the same as saying my 20,000 hour case has never needed a power shift, but claiming that an 860 will keep up with a 9600. I don't know if I believe that, because it can't keep up with the 2188. I know the 2188 and the 9600 are a lot more comparable in size. But anyways. Yeah, I don't like John Deere four-wheel drives either, so I only like the two-wheel drive tractors. And their balers are good. But I'm a strange duck, whatever you want to say. Well, gee, Nick, why don't you like their four-wheel drive tractors? Because they don't have a Cummins motor. I like versatile because you've got a 14-liter Cummins in them, straight out of the box. Whether they're 200 horse or 360 horse, you got the same engine. The 619 was not a good motor. It had a lot of head gasket issues. 466 and the 8440s were good, but the 835 won't work at 8440. Simply because you've got more motor, there's no replacement for displacement. Or the 835 versus like a 4494. That 14-liter motor, it doesn't matter, it's only 200 horse, you still have more torque. But big buds, there's very few of those around here. Other than the fact that they use a semi-transmission, and like Welkers there, they're on their second or third transmission again, and that one big bud, that's their downfall. Just like a Steiger, they use the semi-transmission. And yes, semi-transmissions are strong, but semi-transmissions aren't designed to do like what a tractor does. Like a semi-transmission, you have all the power and torque going through it, but it's for a short amount of time as you speed up. When you get to cruising speed, you're really not putting that much stress on your drive line, right? Your real pull is when you're getting up to speed. Once you get there, you're cruising. A tractor, on the other hand, you're at that 90 and 110% load for 16 hours a day, pulling a cultivator, plow, whatever, right? So that transmission has a huge load on it in one gear all the time. And they're just not made to sit there and hold that load like that all day. Not the same as in a semi. Like a semi, you got that massive load, but once you're through your 18 gears and you're going 60 miles an hour, there's no load anymore. Like not the same as sitting there with your 855 Cummins engine at 1900 RPM and using all 360 horse all day. Like in here, you rev up to 3000 RPM and you shift. And when you get up to speed, you're not wound right the fuck out using all of your power, right? See? Shift. You don't sit there now and just scream in one gear. So that's why those transmissions don't last. Anyway, 8960 or 8640. You just like Versatiles if they're big articulates. Yeah, well, I mean, I like the big. I'd buy a little bi-directional Versatile, like I said, like a 256 if I ever came across one for the right price. I mean, I wouldn't use it for a lot of things, but it would be kind of handy. But anyway, that's my going off on a tangent there about transmissions. Co-op implements. Well, that's just a rebranded Polaris, so I don't know. I don't think I'd buy one of those either. It's cheaper to rent one for what I have to do. Oh, you say that again, Simply Fred. A deep killer. What do you mean by that? Like a co-op cultivator. Yes, that's right. They're some of their four-wheel drives are Steigers. But see, you could. I didn't say I wouldn't buy one of them. I'm comparing. See, but you get to an 8960 though, you could buy a 9882 Versatile, and that's a nicer tractor. Yeah, they have a very complicated dash and everything's digital, so. Triple nickel. No, Grandpa Henry had it for 2 years and it was the worst piece of shit he ever owned, so. Yeah, I'd buy a 9380 or what, those cases like that. I don't know if I'd buy the early quad tracks though, because a neighbor had one of those and it rode like shit. But 1150 Versatiles are cool. Wouldn't buy one of them either though, because there's that shaft in the transmission that'll shear off and you can't get parts. That's why that one was at Welker's, because the transmission piled up in it and you can't get parts for it. There's a few of them up here, the same thing, so. Delta tracks, yeah, those are awesome tractors. I ran one of those. I'd buy one if I had a lot of money. There are a lot of farms around here, big guys that they used to be Versatile, and when Versatile went New Holland, they went to John Deere, and I bet you now 90% of those guys that went from Versatile to the new John Deeres have gone back to Versatile or Case or whatever. Almost everyone around here has a big Versatile four-wheel drive. Like, they're everywhere, man. Cat Challenger. I don't know if I would anymore, seeing as how Cat isn't part of that anymore, and it's just Fendt or whatever. So, there's no dealer support for those around here. There's nothing, so. My favorite tractor to run when it's nice station, like the 5020. When it's minus 50 out, I quite enjoy the Sound Guard or what. It's kind of nice for air conditioning, but when it's a nice day or whatever, I really like open station. Big John Deere's went to Case because they're cheaper and better service. Yeah, see, and then again, You go to Versatile, they're cheaper again, they're simpler, and there's better service than Case. So may have shot themselves in the foot by incorporating Fendt. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that works out. New Versatile tractors would be the only thing I would buy for a new tractor. I've ran them, I've worked on them, I've been around them. They're the same fucking tractor they were in the 80s, but now they have that whatever regen muffler on them for emissions bullshit. But you can still look in one end and see out the other. It's not like these new John Deeres. If you want to try to change a universal joint on the drive shaft, the whole thing is encased in a thing of cast iron. You can't even see the drive shaft. Tyson, how are you today? B414, that's an old girl, that thing. But I guess now that we're here again, we'll jump out and open the tarp, throw a load on. But that's probably where I'm going to let you guys go, because I got to pay attention to the auger and the bin and the truck and everything else here while she's getting loaded up. So hopefully you enjoyed listening to my rant about transmissions and tractors and why I personally wouldn't buy them. If you like them and you want to run them, that's good. Someone needs to buy them, so. Anyway, I guess. Thanks for watching. Coming for a drive. We'll talk to you guys next time.